Well, after last week, it's probably the worst kept secret that, well, you know, there's a plot to get Rishi Sunak. I think we can all very clearly see at this moment there is very clearly a plot to get Sunak, that the Tory dissenters, as much as they say, we aren't rebelling, we aren't going to cause any trouble. Oh, we'll vote for this. Meanwhile, of course, behind closed doors, in secret corners, whispering into each other's ears, they're plotting with very simple words: get Sunak or get Rishi. Well, depend. Well, get Rishi sounds better, really, but that's what is being said. And one of the key elements as to why, as been said before, why people do not want a leadership contest to take over at this moment in time. If, let's say, Kemi Badenoch, who was just recently speaking out against these Tory plotters, saying, knock it off, you Tory plotters. Now, why would she come out and say this when you look at the Tory leadership polls, you look at the betting odds, she's leading the race because she knows that whoever takes that job, whoever steps in, first of all, A, will immediately have to call a general election, will not be able to do anything politically. You'll have no time to pass any bills, laws, or legislation, and ultimately will go on to lose that general election, which will almost immediately mean they are given the boot as well. So this whole idea of Tory plotters wanting to get rid of Sunak, as much as they do, a prime candidate to replace Rishi Sunak is saying, no, I'm not interested. I want to take over after the general election. And that's what many of these rebels, including Kemi Badenoch and some people, are now talking about. They're putting their pitch for after they lose, after the general election. That's what they want to talk about, not this, because then they can blame it all on Sunak. So this is why, and ultimately you are probably going to see the rest of this week this continue to spill over, or this continue to be a somewhat, bubbling pot as these conspiracies to get Rishi continue on. So, as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help and support the channel. Like I say, down below, there's a link to the Patreon page. There's a one-off station link called Buy Me Coffee. You can well buy me coffee. There's the YouTube thank you button. And of course, down below as well, there is the Pony Club. So let's go on into this and have a look at Badenoch calling out these rebel Tories, saying, hey, knock it off. Because, like I say, put it this way. If you did get rid of Rishi Sunak and you went into a Tory leadership contest, her not putting her hat in the ring would be seen as a very sort of negative thing if she were to try and stand again. It's, you stand and you hold your ground. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Kemi. But trust me, keep an eye on her. She's one of the Tories at the moment worth keeping an eye on for the stuff that she says. And if any, shall we say, trouble does start boiling, well, depending which way the political winds are blowing, she may indeed favour such a coup against Sunak. So, this comes from The Guardian of this, that Badenoch now hits out over Tory plotters for seeking to remove Sunak. Kemi Badenoch has hit out at Conservative plotters for, quote, stirring by suggesting that she could replace Rishi Sunak, saying that prime ministers cannot be treated as disposable. Well, you sure did against Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss. The list goes on. The business secretary, who continually comes out as the favourite cabinet minister in the polls of Tory members, said that it would be wrong to get rid of Sunak on the base of unpopularity of poor polling. That happens all the time. Leaders are gotten rid of from every political party, from every country, because they have poor popularity polling ratings. That would not be unusual for that to happen. But there you go. When asked on the Sky's Sunday Morning with Trevor Phillips program about reports that Tory MPs are seeking to replace Sunak as leader and that those calling for her now to be his replacement, she said they need to stop messing around and get behind the leader. The fact of the matter is, most people in the country are not interested in all this Westminster tittle tattle. Quite frankly, the people who keep putting my name in there are not my friends. They don't care about me. They don't care about my family or what this would entail. They are just stirring. We have 350 MPs. This is a small number of people who are doing this. The vast majority of Conservative MPs support the Prime Minister. That's a lie. That's a lie. All 350 Conservative MPs, it's just a small minority that are just stirring the pot. The rest are behind Rishi. Yeah, no, I think the only reason many of them might be behind Rishi is because, well, they want him to take the fall for the next general election. And oh, trust me, I can put a call into future me right now. Hey, future me, guess what? Kemi Badenoch just said she supports Sunak. She was behind the Prime Minister. Is but chance in the future Kemi Badenoch blaming Rishi Sunak for losing the general election or perhaps anything else that she might be doing in a potential future leadership contest, or perhaps she is the Tory leader in the future? Just let me know. Call placed. Badenoch said that her own popularity with Conservative members was irrelevant. Oh, an MP saying that her own popularity is irrelevant? Yeah, really think so. This is not a popularity contest. This is about running the country. We cannot keep treating prime ministers as if they are disposable. Oh, the polls aren't doing well. Let's toss someone else in and find another person. That's quite wrong. But that's what political parties from every single country do. And as much as sometimes we do not want to admit it, sometimes in democracy, it is almost treated as a popularity contest. Like it or not, that is how it is. Anyway, she also went on to say, we should not be trying to drag out our prime ministers on the basis of popularity contests and polling on websites. Well, the polling on a lot of websites say that not only is Sunak doing very badly, but the rest of the Tory body are doing very badly as well. She later told BBC Sunday with Laura Koonsberg that there was just too much focus on personality in politics, saying that if we stick with Sunak's plan, we'll be able to solve all the problems that people are worried about, she said. Really, Sunak's plans, the 5 pledges that almost have next to no policy behind them. Anyway, when asked about the former minister, Sir Simon Clarke, who this week called for Sunak to resign, Badenoch said that he should have not aired his opinions publicly, but privately within the Conservative Party. She said that she was, quote, extremely frustrated. Oh, I'm sure she's extremely frustrated by those that are plotting to try and get rid of Sunak. Asked about whether she denied have anything to do with the plotting, Badenoch said that apart from calling Simon to tell him to stop what he was doing, absolutely, it's all anonymous briefings. Who are these people? My friends would never do that. Yes, my friends in the Conservative Party who might all be calling for me right now to ditch Sunak and, take my rightful place as leader of the Conservative Party. Oh, yes. Anyway, when asked whether she still had ambitions to lead the party, The cabinet minister did not rule out running at the top job again, saying you never really know until you are in the moment. So yes, she does have ambitions to lead. But bear in mind at the moment, every single member in cabinet is has ambitions to lead. Like I say, they are all, secretly sharpening their knives under the table, ready for that moment to come. Um, and trust me, oh boy, what a civil war it will be then in the Tory party. So senior Conservatives have also now been trying to scramble to figure out who is behind the plot against Sunak. After a mysterious group called the Conservative British Alliance funded a £40,000 poll fronted by the Tory peer David Frost in the Telegraph that predicted a Labour landslide in the next election. It has since emerged that the group of Tory aides are now suspected of working on the plot to replace the Prime Minister. One of them has been revealed to be Will Dwyer, a former number 10 advisor who devised the YouGov polling questions. So the plot continues. The plot thickens. We've already talked about Will Dwyer and his statement that he had on all this. But trust me, I'd be very interested to find out, just as the Conservatives are, where did all this money come from for this poll? There's rumors that it maybe came from Reform UK. That would be that would upset a lot of apple carts if that was true. But we'll see. We'll definitely try and keep on top of this and see where these mysterious rumors lie. And of course, as we've said before, who are they? These mysterious people behind the Conservative British Alliance. It's like the Scarlet Pimpernel novel almost. They seek them here, they seek them there, they seek the elusive Conservative British Alliance everywhere. Are they in heaven or are they in hell? Those elusive Conservative British alliances. Oh, anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and of course, until we get some more news on that, we'll definitely bring it to you. But until then, we'll see you all next time.